would you compare life now to life when Jesus returns? So often we think of the here and now as the concrete reality, and Christ's future is some ephemeral, wafty hope, right? Paul thought of things precisely the other way around. In the final paragraph of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, Paul addresses our future hope, and he says that when compared to life in the presence of Jesus, it's our present experiences that are the insubstantial ones. So 1 Corinthians chapter 13 from verse 8, Paul says, love never fails, our phrase from yesterday. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part, but when perfection comes, the imperfect disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put childish ways behind me. Now we see but a poor reflection as in a mirror. Now we see through a glass darkly, in the old King James translation. Then, when Christ returns, we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. Paul here uses three illustrations to compare now and then. In verse 10, he calls the future completion or perfection. It's the idea of everything being brought to the goal for which it was designed. That's what we're waiting for. Completion, perfection. Right now, all things are subjected to frustration. That was the phrase back in Romans chapter 8, subjected to frustration. But on the day when Christ returns, our bodies will work the way they were meant to work. Relationships will work the way they were meant to work. The world will work the way it's meant to work. Completion, perfection. We're built for it, and it's coming. Verse 11 describes our future as maturity. Paul says we are like children now. Even the wisest and most knowledgeable among us are like babbling toddlers compared to our wisdom and maturity then. In chapter 15, Paul will tell us that we are like seeds that die and we go into the ground and we rise up again. When we rise, like the oak tree is to the acorn, we will be so immeasurably much more glorious and mature than we are now. Now we're acorns. Now we're acorns. Then we will be oaks. We will grow up in every dimension. It will be maturity beyond our wildest dreams. So we'll have completion, maturity, and then verse 12, we will see the heart of the future. It is to be face to face. We've thought before about face to face with Jesus. It's about closeness, transparency, openness, adoration, intimacy. Right now we see through a glass darkly. We see Christ, but it's frustratingly indistinct. We have foretastes of paradise, but they are a poor reflection. We readily think that now we experience life in technicolor. We can only imagine an afterlife in shades of grey. But Paul says, no, right now it's like we're wearing this greased up pair of sunglasses. Everything now is indistinct and shadowy. When Christ returns, we will do life in high definition. And what we will see is not just beauty, we will see Jesus. That is the heart of our future hope. Every kiss you have ever desired, every affirmation you have ever craved, every relationship you have ever pursued, every success you have ever wanted, every longing you have ever felt is like seeing through a glass darkly. One day there will be perfection. One day there will be completion. One day there will be maturity. One day we will see the Lord Jesus. On that day, our desires will be more than met. They will be surpassed. Life will begin when we are face to face with Jesus Christ.